All right, so we call the case of 22-02785, People of the State of Michigan versus Clifford Platt. Mr. Witz, you've indicated your appearance for the record. The attorney for Mr. Platt and Mr. Platt?
Yes, Your Honor. Kimberly Dudley for the defense.
And sir, you are Clifford Platt?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is the time set for a pre-trial, and then I have two tickets that have come along with it, with the actual file. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we've reached a resolution where Mr. Platt will plead guilty to an added ticket of impeding traffic, MCL 257.676B. It's a civil infraction. In exchange for that, the remaining tickets and the remaining file will be dismissed.
Great. Impeding traffic. Let me get my. So impeding traffic is under 257.676B. That's a $130 ticket, I believe. Is that a 0-point civil infraction?
I believe so, Your
Okay.
Honor.
And I have, so this is a commercial vehicle without proper vehicle group designation. And then there's an over whip and a no medical certificate. All those three would be dismissed in exchange for a pleading of responsibility to impeding traffic, the $130 ticket. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Dudley?
That is my understanding also, Your Honor.
All right. Will you be accepting responsibility on behalf of your client?
I will, Your Honor.
All right. So you understand that, Mr. Platt, that you will be from negotiations is to plead to the impeding traffic amended count, or I think amended count 1 it would be, and then the initial count and counts 2 and 3 would be dismissed. So it would be one civil infraction of 257676B impeding traffic. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So just to make sure we're on the same ticket, for your attorney, on or about Jolly Road, Aurelius Road, at the offense location of October 6, 2022. Is it your confirmation on that date at that time? Do you admit responsibility through your lawyer to impeding traffic pursuant to 257676B?
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor.
All right, thank you. That'll be so that'll be $130 fine and 0 points for civil infractions, my understanding. When do you plan to make the $130 payment for the civil infraction to the city of Lansing?
Can we have a week, Your Honor, please?
Sure, yeah. So payment to be made to the city of Lansing. That would be on December 22nd.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right, by December 22nd. That, do they close at 4? 5. At 5 p.m. And with that understanding, the commercial vehicle proper vehicle group designation, the medical certificate, and the weight ticket are all dismissed pursuant to the negotiations. Is that correct, Mr. Witzy?
Correct, Your Honor.
Make sure I put that on all the files. And is there anything else on the record in docket 2202-785, Mr. Wisty?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Dudley?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Platt, thank you. You can make payment by December 22nd. Please keep in contact with Ms. Dudley if you have any questions.
All right, yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. All right, have a nice day.
Thank you, you
You
too.
too.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're on the record in docket 2203-314. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Dominic Mims. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
James Westy on behalf-
Erin Robinson, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Mims.
And sir, you are Dominic Mims?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you can hear me all right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Time set for a pretrial today. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'd like to set for a final pretrial and jury trial.
And is that an accurate statement, Ms. Robinson?
Yes, sir.
So set for final pretrial, jury trial. So the final pretrial date
January 3rd at 8:30.
at 8:30. And jury trial date,
Oh, January 17th at 8.
all right, we've set this for final pretrial as requested on January 3rd at 8:30. And a jury trial set for January 17th at 8 o'clock. Mr. Wisty, anything else for the file 22-03314?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Mims will see you back, final pretrial. That will be in person on January 3rd at 8:30. And then it's set for jury trial January 17th at 8 o'clock. Keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Robinson, if you have any questions. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record in that file.
Yes, sir.
She's
She's on Zoom.
on Zoom. Is that your client, Ms. Sutter?
Yes, it is.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 22022485. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Megan Gearhart. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today on behalf of Ms. Gearhart, who joins us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Megan Gearhart,
Yes,
and you can hear me all right, Ms. Gearhart?
I can hear you, but the screen is black, so you can't see anything, but I can hear you.
All right, we can see you, and we can hear you. This is the time set for a final pretrial on this matter. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we've reached a resolution where Ms. Gerhart would plead guilty to count 2. In exchange, count 1 will be dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor.
The defendants to plead guilty to count 2. And count 1 is to be dismissed. And ma'am, that's your understanding of the plea agreement today, is you're going to plead guilty to count 2 of the information and count 1 is to be dismissed.
Yes,
So you'll be pleading guilty to the operating while intoxicated. That's a 93-day misdemeanor, and or $100 to $500 and or 360 hours of community service. Do you understand that, ma'am?
yes,
All right. Counsel, may I inquire of your client of her advice of rights?
Yes.
All right. So we've talked about the maximum penalties concerning to count 2. That's been that you've indicated you understand. You understand that if your plea is accepted today, you won't have any trial in this matter, and so you'll be giving up the following rights. Do you understand that, ma'am?
yes,
So I'll walk you through those rights right now. You have the right to trial. You have the right to be tried by a jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. To have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty. To have the witnesses against you appear at trial. To question those witnesses against you. You today, of course, are represented by Public Defender Lauren Sutter. She would be available to cross-examine any witnesses and contest any charges brought against you. Do you understand that, ma'am?
yes,
You would have the right to have the court order any witnesses that you may have in your defense to appear at trial. You have the right to remain silent during the trial, and you have the right not to have that silence used against you in a court of law. You have the right to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Do you understand your trial rights in this case?
yes,
You understand you'll be giving up those rights to trial if you plead guilty. If your plea is accepted, you will give up the claim that the plea was a result of any promises other than the plea agreement or threats, or that it was not your choice to plead guilty. Do you understand that, ma'am?
yes,
Okay, if you give up the right to trial, you'll also be giving a right to any appeals that you would have from the trial. Because we won't have a trial, you'll be pleading guilty today. Is it your intent to plead guilty today to count 2 of the information?
yes,
I'm going to have you raise your right hand, and I can see you do it. All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
yes,
Now, I'm going to bring your attention back to on or about June 5th of 2022 at Marshall Street and East Saginaw, City of Lansing, Ingham County. Actually, I've got Marshall Street, East Saginaw. I have that as Lansing Township, Ingham County. Should that be Lansing Township or City of Lansing?
City of Lansing, I believe.
Is that the City of Lansing?
Police report would indicate that's the city.
I agree.
All right. So Marshall Street, East Saginaw, City of Lansing, Ingham County. Were you there on that date at that time?
yes,
And were you operating a motor vehicle open to the public on that City of Lansing street?
yes,
And at some point during the time of operation, did you later learn, or did you find out that you had a blood alcohol level of over 0.08 grams?
can you repeat that?
When you were operating the vehicle in the City of Lansing, did you later learn or find out that you had an alcohol content of over 0.08 grams or 210 liters of breath, which is contrary to the law of the state of Michigan?
Yes,
All right. Any question about the factual basis, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I find the factual basis that the defendant was driving in the city of Lansing with an alcohol content of over 0.08 grams or 0.2 liter of breath to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. I will refer this to probation.
And Your Honor, just so the court is aware, she has already completed a substance abuse assessment with
Perfect.
Mid-Michigan Recovery Services.
Okay. Yeah,
So I
so,
can ship that along.
yeah, make sure that, I'm gonna refer you to probation, make sure they have that evaluation, okay, ma'am?
Okay,
Refer to probation.
Aaron, just as a quick question for council, given that their chief probation officer is out, as is one of their oversight probation officers, who do I send that to?
I would send it to 54A.probation@lansingmi.gov. I'll send you an email.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we're gonna set the sentencing date out,
Yeah.
out a ways.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have you refer to probation within 48 hours of today, all right? So that would be by probably next Tuesday at 4. Next Tuesday at 4? Yeah,
She's not in custody, so the 48 hours would be Monday, the 19th.
Monday, the 19th at 4, okay. So make sure you refer to probation by Monday, the 19th by 4. And your attorney indicated that the evaluation would move forward also, and then I'll give you a sentencing date. What they're gonna do is you're gonna be asked a lot of questions. They're gonna put it in a report to me, and then on the sentencing date, we'll decide what our options are, okay, ma'am?
okay,
All right, sentencing date,
And February 21st at 1:30.
so your sentencing date will be February 21st at 1:30.
okay.
Any questions, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gearhart, we'll see you on February 21st at 1:30. Please report to probation within 48 hours of now, which is Monday, the 19th by 4. Okay, ma'am?
Okay,
All right. That's all for the record, docket 22-02485. You're free to leave, ma'am.
thank you.
Ms. Thompson, I'm gonna have you mute yourself until we call your file, okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So that's Mr. Jackson. All right, we're on the record in docket 22-01507.
Sema tuko kwa record kwamba na 22/01
The first thing we'll do
25.
is swearing in the interpreter. So, interpreter, I'll have you raise your right hand. First, state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Abdallah Mukoma, first name Abdalla, last name Mukoma.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you'll make a true and understandable interpretation to the witness or the defendant for the courtroom, and that you will accurately interpret the statements made by this to the best of your ability?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Appearances for the record.
Jake Wisty,
Walikuja,
Jake Wisty,
jina naitwa Jack West,
on behalf of the people.
ni yule mtu anashughulikia wale waliumizwa.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing temporarily for Mr. Jackson today.
Nasema jina naitwa Lawrence Sara, yes, sahi anashughulikia kwamba Mr. Jackson.
And sir, you are Noel Jackson?
Na wewe unaitwa Noel Jackson? Yes.
Okay. And this is the time set for a probation violation. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding? And then,
Nasema leo tulikuwa tumepanga kwamba ni tuongee kwamba kwa ile sheria umevunja, sasa tutafanyaje msawisi?
Your Honor, my understanding is that Mr. Jackson would now like to request counsel. He previously had declined counsel. I would leave it in the court's discretion. Obviously, if gets counsel, this would need to be adjourned for him to speak with counsel.
Anasema kwamba ni mimi kwamba ni Mr. Hussein anani Mr. Noria kwamba aliuliza sahi kupata mwanasheria. Sasa mimi nitaacha habari kwa jaji kwamba yani apange yeye mwenyewe. Thank you.
all right. Ms. Sutter, your comment?
Mr. Sara, una kitu chochote cha kuongeza?
I agree with Mr. Wisty. Mr. Jackson had previously declined. He has now changed his mind.
Anasema kwamba ndio nimekubali kwa Mr. Whiskey vile amesema, kwa sababu zamani alikuwa amesema hataki mwanasheria.
We're happy to fill out an application for the Public Defender's Office, but we would have to request an adjournment of today's hearing.
Anasema kwamba ndio niko tayari kwamba kwa kuchukua kesi yake kwamba tunataka iende mbele. Asante. Thank you.
And it is my understanding that he would qualify. He has recently qualified for our office.
Anasema kwamba mimi ninajua kwamba ndio atabahatika na sisi kwamba ni kwa sababu tayari alikuwa na sisi. Asante. Thank you.
All right. It's the court. The court finds that we have a probation violation recommendation from his probation officer.
Anasema ndio kwamba ni mahakamani waliona kwamba nina habari hapa kutoka kwa probation officer yake.
I think this is exactly the kind of case in which the defense attorney is needed in order to make sure that Mr. Jackson knows exactly what he's facing and the ramifications of anything he does.
Anasema huu ni hiyo muda kabisa kwamba Mr. Jackson apate mwanasheria afafanuliwe kila kitu kile kimetokea pale. Asante. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll reset the probation violation hearing.
Na tunaipanga sasa siku nyingine kwa kukuja upate huyu mwanasheria.
For
December 29th.
December 29th at 9:30.
1:30.
I'm sorry, at 1:30.
Nasema ni mwezi wa 12 tarehe 29 saa 7:30.
No, the week after. Sure, he has an appointment to talk to probation on January 12th. It's a report date that he's been assigned. It's just I don't think it's a problem, but it's what he's showing.
I don't think it's a problem now that we have a violation of hearing. And I have some question whether he'd be meeting with the same probation officer since that probation officer's left.
It's a fair question.
So let's set it for that date for December 29th.
Hiyo haina shida kwamba unaweza fika hapo. Hamna shida kwa sababu wanajua kwamba ni probation officer yako yule alipanga hii aliondoka, sasa kulikuja mwingine. Bado utafika kwa ile leo.
Yeah. Tell him to keep that date and we'll revisit it on December 29th.
Nasema ndio, chunga hiyo la ndevu, enda alafu tutakuja kuongea hiyo siku. Thank you.
So December 29th at 1:30. Anything else for the record, Mr. Wisty?
Na nini nyingine inaongezewa ni mwezi wa 12 tarehe 9.
No.
Hawana kitu chochote.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
Sara nawe?
I don't have anything further.
Sina
Alright.
kitu chochote nyingine.
So once you make application, keep in contact with Ms. Sutter.
Yaani ukipata hiyo application mara moja, mpigie simu Ms. Sara.
And we'll see you here on December 29th at 1:30.
Alafu tutakuja kuonana hapa mwezi wa 12 tarehe 29 saa 7:30.
All
Okay.
right. All right, thank you. That's all for the record in this file.
Tumemaliza kwamba kama
And if you don't mind staying for just a second, Aaron, are you free for a minute? Can you confirm his information for an application? It's
Yeah.
easier than him calling and applying.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your assistance today.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, sir. I appreciate you.
Also, we could talk about the,
Sorry, wrong one. Scram shutter.
Nathaniel, remind me when we're done. I just want to make sure I know what one of these I'd already previously signed, so I don't want to do a duplicate. Oh, Sammy Jackson.
You guys ready for me? Oh, I thought I heard my name.
Sir, can you identify yourself on the iPhone?
DeLeon Fields.
Mr. Fields, we probably have about 4 cases in front of you. You're in the right place, so just stand by.
All right. So about 2:30.
I'd say in the next 15, 20 minutes, but I'm guessing. Depends on how long those other files take.
Okay.
But you're in the right courtroom.
All right.
Hey, Dan.
sir, on the LG cell phone, can you please identify yourself?
Billy Roberson.
Say it again, sir. I didn't hear you.
Billy Roberson.
Okay, Billy Roberson. Right, you're here for your 2 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have a few cases in front of you. You're in the right courtroom. Stand by.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Thompson, you'll have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're on the record in docket 2020-01682. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Sabrina Thompson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Aaron Robinson, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Ms. Thompson.
And ma'am, you are Sabrina Thompson?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you can hear me all right, Ms. Thompson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Wisty, this is time set for a pretrial today. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we've reached a resolution where the defendant will plead guilty to an added count 2 of trespass. In exchange, count 1 will be dismissed. The PAC code for that is 750.552, and that's 30 days and or $250.
$3 and or $250. So Ms. Robinson, is that your understanding we're going to add a count 2 to the information of trespassing pursuant to 750.552, that being 30 days and or $250?
Correct.
Is there any need for probation in this matter?
I would put it in the court's discretion, Your Honor. There's no restitution, and this is an older case.
Okay.
Your Honor, she's got a really limited criminal history. I think she's only got a trespass from 2007
All right.
when I ran her iChat. So we would just request immediate sentencing.
Does she have any date, time in on this charge?
I don't think so, but let me just double check.
Ms. Thompson, is that your understanding? You're going to be pleading guilty to count 2 of trespass pursuant to 750.552. That is, can be punishable by 30 days and or $250. Is that your understanding of the plea negotiations, ma'am?
Yes.
All right.
I think she has 1 day in.
All right.
When she was brought in, because I think it was a in custody and not a walk-in.
All right. May I inquire of your client for advice of rights?
You can.
So ma'am, you understand by pleading guilty to trespass, it's punishable by 30 days and or $250. If your plea is accepted, you will not be having a trial in this case. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to walk you through what rights you'll be waiving in order to plead guilty and not have a trial in this case. You will be giving up the right to be tried by jury, to be presumed innocent until be proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, to question those witnesses against you. You, of course, are represented by Public Defender Aaron Robinson. She would be here to contest any charges and cross-examine any witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that, ma'am? Okay, you'd be giving up the right for the court to order any witnesses to come and appear on your behalf. You'd be giving up the right to remain silent during the trial. You'd be giving up the right not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. You understand, ma'am, that if the plea is accepted, you'll give up the claim that the plea was a result of any promises other than the plea negotiations or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You'd be giving up the right to any trial issues or appeal to any trial issues because you would not be having a trial. You'd be pleading guilty in regards to the amended count. Is it your intent today to plead guilty to the amended count today?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to bring you back to the date of December 18th, 2019 at 6000 South Pennsylvania Avenue. I believe that's Myers, City of Lansing, Ingham County. Were you at that Meyer location on that date at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and tell me what happened there that makes you guilty of retail fraud in the second degree.
I attempted to shoplift some items, and it was around Christmas time. And I had been caught doing so, and I ended up having to deal with the charges now of my my mistake. I do receive disability, and I can do a payment plan, and I will be able to have the $250 paid by the 3rd of February at the latest.
All right, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but any dispute as to the factual basis, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Robinson, about the factual basis?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court has no objection to immediate sentencing in this matter. I find the guilty plea to be understanding, voluntarily, and accurate. The people indicated that they'd leave it to the discretion of the court for immediate sentencing. Any allocution on this, Ms. Robinson?
Your Honor, we would just ask if you do impose fines and costs in this matter, we would just ask for minimal fines and costs, as she does receive Social Security and has a limited income.
Okay. Any restitution in the matter? I believe Mr. Wisty, you indicated there was not.
There's not, Your Honor.
All right. The court will order the standard crime victims' rights fee of $75, the state fee of $50, for $125, and then fines and costs of $75 for a grand total of $200. And ma'am, so you have a grand total of $200. Did you need some time to pay that? You indicated.
I can pay it. I can pay it up. I can pay 100 on the 1st of January, and I can pay 100 on the 1st of February.
Perfect. So let's order that. The court will order that you're to pay $100 January 1st to the city of Lansing, and then pay $100 February 1st to the city of Lansing, which would cover any fines and costs for this misdemeanor plea.
Okay.
Do you know where to go to pay?
that? No, I don't.
You'd go to the 6th floor. You go to the windows at the 6th floor to make any payments to the city of Lansing Criminal Division. So you come to the City Hall 6th floor, just take a right and you'll see all the windows there, and they'll have all the information you need. Make sure you're there January 1st to pay 100 and then February 1st to pay 100. Okay, ma'am?
No problem. Thank you so much.
All right. And it would be January 3rd to pay 100 and February 1st to pay 100. All right? Because the court would be open on January 1st. All right. Anything else for the record, docket? 20-1682, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Thompson. Good luck to you, okay, ma'am? You have your first payment due
Thank you.
January
Have a
3rd.
blessed holiday.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Just dismiss this.
In docket 21-01725, people of the state of Michigan versus Andre Briner. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Aaron Robinson, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Briner.
And sir, you are Andre Briner?
Yes, I am.
All right. This is the time set for a probation violation hearing Mr. Witsi, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we've reached a resolution where the defendant will plead guilty to all the violations, with the exception of violation number 1. So it's violation number 6, 11, 14, 15, and 16. In exchange for that, people will agree to a Killebrew of 45 days in jail and a revocation of probation.
All right, so say it again. So resolution is all violations except for violation number 1.
Correct.
Okay, there's a Killebrew agreement,
45 days in jail.
45 days in jail
And revoking probation.
and revoking probation.
Correct.
Okay. Is that your understanding, Mr. Briner, of the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So let me find the probation violation. In this probation violation, you have the right to a hearing and you have the right to be represented by counsel in that. Do you understand that, sir? All right. You are represented by Aaron Robinson during this process. You would have the right to contest any charges brought against you by cross-examination and have any testimony cross-examined. Do you understand that, sir? It's your intent today to waive that right and plead guilty to the probation violations except for the first violation. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're also understanding that there's a Killebrew agreement of 45 days in jail. If I were not to accept that, you'd have the right to withdraw your plea, all right? You understand that? And also to revoke your probation or to cancel probation for the jail time. Do you understand that, sir? All right. Is it your intent today to admit responsibility to the violations? All right, I'm gonna walk you through those. We're gonna strike violation 1. So in regards to the request and summons for probation violation submitted by Brendan Hanna on August 29th, signed by myself on August 29th. Violation 6, failed to make monthly payments of $113 per month effective November 18th, 2021. The last payment was made on October 19th, 21. How do you respond to that indication that you violated your probation? Guilty? Okay. Okay. As to violation 11, that you used or possessed alcohol on around August 18th, 2022. How do you respond to that allegation that you violated your probation? Okay, so you're gonna have to say I'm guilty.
Yes, guilty.
Okay. On as to violation 14, you failed to attend outpatient substance abuse program on August 5th, 2022 and August 25th, 2022. How do you respond to that allegation that you violated your probation?
I'm also guilty.
Okay, thank you. And that you failed to provide verification of a 12-step meeting attendance to Brendan Hanna. How do you respond to that allegation that you violated your probation?
You haven't so far, right? So that's what he's at.
Have you provided verification at this point? All right. So your indication is that you violated probation on that?
Yes.
Okay. And that you failed to provide proof of completion of the victim impact panel indicating that you provided proof of completion. How do you respond to that allegation? All right. With that understanding, I find the confirmation that the defendants violated probation in regards to violations 6, 11, 14, 15, and 16, which all seem to be technical violations. Violation 1 is dismissed per the plea agreement. I take it, Mr. Wisty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And I will follow the Killebrew agreement of 45 days in the Ingham County Jail. And we will terminate probation in regards to the plea agreement. Yeah, probation termination. Any fines and costs in this file will be sent over to collections. Referred to collections. So just so you understand, I followed the plea agreement. You are going to have fines and costs that come out of this file. I'm referring all that to collections. So when you're out of jail, you should set up some type of plan for collections, or they'll just show cause you again. Okay. All right. Anything else for the record in docket 21011725, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Briner, good luck to you, okay, sir?
Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
So we're on the record in docket 22-03308, People of the State of Michigan versus Gregory Blackman. This is set for pre-trial in the matter with appearances for the record.
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Aaron Robinson, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Blackman.
And is Mr. Blackman present today?
I do not see him here.
All right, this is scheduled for 1:30. It is now 2:30, 2:36. Set scheduled for pretrial. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, I'd request a bench warrant without the 48-hour hold. This is a assaultive crime.
Ms. Robinson, any comment?
We would just request the 48-hour hold.
Okay. Because of the nature of the domestic assault, it's within the court's discretion. It's an assaultive crime, so I'm going defendant failed to appear. Bench warrant bond forfeiture is issued without 48-hour hold because of the nature of the offense. Anything else for the record in docket 22-03308, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record in that file.
Hello?
What'd you say?
He wants to spend.
I just like to get sometimes.
Hello?
Close enough. And $200 to $400 for.
Hello? Hello?
$19. Those are the two?
Yes.
Okay. So in a request and summons for probation violation that was submitted on October 17th, 2022 by probation officer Mario Ledesma, signed by myself on October 17th of 2022, it alleges that in a technical violation, you failed to pay fines and costs in the amount of $517 as of October 17th, 2022. The total due was $915. How do you plead to that violation of probation allegation? Thank you, sir. And as to violation 19, failing to pay $100 or more per month beginning on April 14th, 2022, in violation of your probation, how do you plead on that technical violation number 19? All right. With a plea to guilt to technical violations number 6 and number 19. All other violations are dismissed pursuant to the plea agreement. That's correct, Mr. Wisty?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Dismissed. And the agreement that's understood in this case is that you will report to the Ingham County Jail on January 6th that night. And you'll be there for January, you'll be there Saturday, Sunday, leaving. I believe they let you go by 6 o'clock on Sunday, okay, sir? Okay, so 6 through 8, that's the weekend in jail starting in January after the holidays, and then probation's continued as directed at this point, all right? I'd say he's supposed to report by 5.
By 5 to ICJ.
Yeah, to
Okay.
ICJ, just to be safe. I think it's 6, but if you get there by 5, I think it's, they should be all ready for that. Yeah, and then release at 5 on Sunday. Anything else for the record in docket 21-02793, Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Wilhart, you're continuing on probation, so just keep, you just don't want to go to jail, do you? No, and you must have better things to do with your time than to see me on a Thursday afternoon. So let's keep that from happening, all right? All right, that's all for the record in docket 21-02793. Good luck to you, Mr. Wilhart.
All right, thank you. All right.
I would call probation sometime. Let me speak English. If he were to go to collections right now, would the file be closed and sent over there, or would he have to come back later to do it?
He would just have to probably wait a few moments while probation.
Yeah, until we
Okay,
just,
but it'll
yeah,
be, if he waits like 10 minutes, he can do it now.
correct.
Okay, because if
Yeah.
he's here, that's what I would suggest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea. If you can get it done today, and I'll give my court officer, they just got to get it processed and all ready for you.
Okay.
That would probably be the best situation, all right?
So now, like, while we're at this big fussy house, staff, the collections department, go over and talk to them, 10 minutes for the collection order, ask about what kid kind of parent and kid for it. Just look up your file and do it.
All right. So that's all for the record docket 22-00292. Mr. Leary, good luck to you, all right? Mr. Barry, you're here for Mr. Fields. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, sir.
I am.
Did you want to meet with your client in a breakout room, or are you ready to proceed?
We've already discussed it on telephone, but prior to today's court hearing earlier today.
All right. All right, so we're on the record. No, you're okay. We're on the record in docket 22-03091. That's people, the state of Michigan versus DeLeon Fields. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ronald Berry appearing on behalf of DeLeon Fields, who was joining us by Zoom. I can't tell if he's on right now or not.
Mr. Fields, are you present?
There he is.
You're gonna have to
Yes.
unmute. Okay. Okay, and you are DeLeon Fields?
You say, yes, I'm DeLeon Fields.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Mr. Wisty, how we proceed?
Your Honor, we would like these matters set for a final pretrial and a jury trial.
Set for final pretrial. Jury trial. Is that your understanding, Mr. Barry? We're gonna get a final pretrial date and a jury trial date.
Well, I believe I don't have the best of hearing. I thought Mr. Wissy said these matters. I'm only aware of one.
Only one
Okay.
file that I called today that I'm aware of.
Yes, that's
I
correct.
said these, I didn't mean to say these.
Okay. All right, we'll set for final pretrial on
January 3rd.
January 3rd.
and trial on January 17th.
And jury trial on January 17th at 8 o'clock. Final pretrial and jury trial both to be in person.
Well, Your Honor, I don't have a scheduling conflict with the January 3rd date, but I would have a scheduling conflict, well, but at least potentially for the January 17th. I have two capital trials and back-to-back weeks, and so I don't know yet whether or not, and that date that you're indicating is in between those. I don't know if
Right.
that is going to be available for me or not.
All right, so we'll revisit that on the 3rd. And then if that becomes a problem on the 3rd, we can always reschedule the jury trial date.
Okay, I don't know if I'll have any update on the 3rd because I expect both of those trials will be running. I just don't know when the end date to the one, because the first one is set to begin on January 11th. And so I just don't know what the status, if I'll have an update. If we could go ahead and get a jury trial date in February, that would be preferred, Your Honor.
But I'm not sure how the schedule looks in February. We'll revisit. I don't think we'll have any problem revisiting it in January 3rd. And if we have to put it out for February date, we can.
I appreciate it.
No worries, Mr. Barry. So final pretrial January 3rd at 8:30. We'll revisit the jury trial date, which is set for January 17th right now, with the understanding that might be moved. Anything else, Mr. Wisty, for docket 22-03091?
Yes, Your Honor. The people would be requesting a bond modification. If the court recalls, Deanna White had been present. She's a juvenile court officer. She sent an email to myself, and I believe Mr. Berry also received a copy. Mr. Fields was involved with the youth center. He did do an assessment with community mental health. He had been diagnosed with an unspecified schizophrenia and psychoactive drug dependence in August 2022. There was a hospitalization in Hurley on 8/23/2022. Again, a diagnosis of schizoaffectoid disorder and opiate mood disorder. Per community mental health, he did not follow up upon his release from Hurley. He was supposed to follow up on the 30th of August from Hurley, but did not. He had been prescribed some medications that it was believed that he was refusing to take them at the youth center. I believe there are underlying mental health issues that resulted in this charge against Mr. Fields. We request a bond condition that he follow through with community mental health and follow any recommendations they have.
Mr. Berry, any comment on the request to modify bond so that Mr. Fields follows up with any mental health requests made by community mental health?
I have no objection. I'll advise him to do so. Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna modify the bond that the defendant follow up with any recommended mental health treatment recommended by community mental health. Is that the right agency, or is there another? Ms. White, do you have an agency of preference that you'd like to indicate for the court?
My understanding is that De Leon was seen at community mental health, and that's where he received that assessment.
Okay, so that's what I'll indicate. I modify bond. The defendant follows up with any recommended mental health treatment recommended by Community Mental Health of Michigan. Mr. Fields, do you understand the modified bond condition that the court's indicated?
Yes.
Okay, so I would do that within the next 48 hours to make sure, at least by Tuesday by 5, make sure that you followed up with any recommendations. So that would keep the process moving without any bond revocation status or anything along those lines. The only modification is to follow up with mental health treatment. Anything else for the record, Mr. Wisty and docket 2203091?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Mr. Berry?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fields, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ronald Berry, and we'll see you back here in person on January 3rd, 8:30 for your final pretrial. That's all for the record on docket 2203091.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you, Ms. White.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
You too.
Hours.
Would the person on the LG style please identify yourself?
Billy Roberson.
Ms. So, Mr. Roberson, I'm going to place you in a breakout room with your public defender, Ms. Sutter, so you can discuss some of these cases, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
All right, we're on the docket in file 22-2912, 2913, and 2914. People of the state of Michigan versus Billy Roberson. Will the parties please introduce themselves? Let's see, 112, 113, 112, 13, and 14. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Whisky on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter, appearing today on behalf of Mr. Roberson, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Billy Roberson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Roberson?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the time set for a pre-trial on three files. Mr. Witzy, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we'd like this set for a second pre-trial for the defense attorney to get me some proof that Mr. Robinson no longer has the house.
Okay, so it's second pre-trial. Okay, and that second pretrial date will be
January 3rd at time?
January 3rd, 2023 at 10 a.m. All right, Mr. Roberson, we're going to adjourn this to second pretrial for purposes that you and Ms. Sutter spoke about in your breakout room. The
Okay.
new date will be January 3rd, 2023 at 10 a.m. All right, sir?
Okay, thank you, sir.
So whatever information you need to get to Ms. Sutter or for the assistant prosecutor, you have around that time period to make sure that they have that information. All right?
Okay.
All right. Anything else for the record in dockets 22 0212, 02912, 02913, and 02914. Mr. Wisty?
No, Your Honor.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Roberson. Good luck to you. We'll see you on January 3rd.
All right, thank you.
Twenty-one 00626. That is Stanley McNeely versus People versus Stanley McNeely. This is a probation violation arraignment. So we'll take care of that first. I'll arraign you on the allegations and we'll go from there. So it's my understanding that a request and summons for probation violation was entered by probation officer Mario Ledesma on November 23rd, 2022. It was signed by myself on November 23rd, 2022. The allegations indicate that there was a technical violation for failing to make truthful report to a probation officer on November 10th, 2022. It was reported on monthly report form that he had not consumed used prohibited substance since last report. Reported on November 10th, 2022. And there was a positive alcohol test submitted on November 7th, 2022. There's also a technical violation of testing positive for alcohol on November 7th, 2022. The lab confirmed was lab confirmed on November 10th, 2022. Do you understand the nature of the allegations brought against you, sir? Is that a yes, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So you have a right to a hearing in this, and we would schedule a hearing within 14 days. You have the right to counsel, and you can seek counsel as you want. My understanding is you've been talking to Public Defender Lauren Sutter in this matter.
Correct.
And so you've gotten some guidance on this, so to speak. Do you have a preference? We can set it for hearing. Do you have a preference on how you'd like to proceed today?
No hearing needed. I plead guilty.
Okay. So I'll walk you through that process. So you, Ms. Sutter's here. You've had the opportunity to talk to Ms. Sutter, and I know you've seen the probation recommendation. So I'll walk you through. If you don't have a hearing and you don't contest the charges with your lawyer present, you have that opportunity. You don't need that opportunity. You're indicating you're gonna admit to the probation violations. So I'll indicate in regards to, I'm gonna have you swear you in. So raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. In regards to technical violation number 3, as a condition of probation, did you fail to make a truthful report to the probation officer on November 10th, 2022, in regards that you had not consumed or prohibited substances since the last report? How do you claim to respond to that alleged violation?
I did make a false allegation.
Okay, all right, so that's a guilty, sir?
Yes.
All right. And did you test positive for alcohol on November 7th, 2022 to the best of your as best as you know?
Yes.
All right. And as in the technical violation 13, did you test positive on November 7th, 2022? And was that lab confirmed on November 10th?
Yes.
All right. I find the admission to the probation violation to be knowing, accurately, and voluntarily made. Do you have there? You've seen the recommendation that was made. Do you have any questions, or do you have any comments concerning that recommendation, sir? All right.
Your Honor, just to confirm, the recommendation primarily is to continue probation with increased drug and alcohol testing.
Correct. Okay. So this is where we stand. I don't want to. Mr. Ledesma's not here anymore, so you're going to have a new probation agent. Okay. And so they've left it to the court's discretion. All right. Now you've come here, viewed, admitted everything, right? And so I'm going to leave probation the same. Okay. Probation's the same. I'm going to leave it to the discretion of the new probation agent to raise the level of testing in regards to the substance abuse. All right. But right now, my understanding is that you're due to complete probation in 6 months? No.
Possibility.
Yeah, and possibility.
Placing
Okay.
on a year.
All right. So this works best if we don't get to know each other, right? I mean, that really works best if we don't get to know each other. You just take this as a wake-up call, right? Take this as like, all right, because all my notes are going to indicate are exactly to what you pled to, and the fact that I indicated, all right, we're using these options.
I'm not currently arising.
All right.
Just confirming what I asked him, he's since these have come up, he is enrolled with Rise Recovery.
Perfect. All right. So you're not a kid. I'm not going to treat you like one. You know exactly what you need to do. And this struggle is not a daily struggle. It's a monthly struggle. It's a yearly struggle. So it goes back to a daily struggle. Every day there's one thing you got to do, and that's to keep clean, right? Yep. And for the next 6 months or so, I have options, and I could just take them away. And then if you don't give me any options, then then you end up in jail. You don't want that, and I don't want that. All right. I'd much rather have you working on something that's going to help you 5 years from now, when you really got to make decisions, 4 years from now, when there's no oversight, and you've got to make decisions that are going to make a difference to the people who care about you. Okay. That's kind of the big deal. All right. So I'm going to continue probation. The substance abuse upscale be left to the discretion of the new probation violation officer. I don't think, does he still have to report to probation within 48 hours? I don't think so. Okay.
So far, they've been telling me to call and report to the officer on duty. Last time I attempted that, the officer on duty was stuck in court, so I reported to no one.
Right,
And I'm still awaiting to be assigned a new probation officer.
right. And I think it's gonna be a process because they're down a couple people, but just keep making that phone call, all right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt you to go down there and say, I'm here, you
I
know?
was there before we came up here.
Okay, okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna have for the record that the probation violations were admitted. Continued probation.
No, Sunday was my birthday, by the way, and I got about a little over a month in sobriety time since this last violation.
All right,
And I checked myself in the rise without you guys telling me. So
right. Well,
yeah,
that's
taking my steps.
yeah, that's 4 weeks without our oversight, okay? Which goes to my point that you know exactly what you need, you know? I mean, we can tell you what you need, but you know exactly what you need. New PO. All right, Mr. McNeely, I hope I don't see you, okay? I hope you continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, but good luck to you, all right?
Thanks.
All right, thank you. So that's all for the record in docket 00626.
Just wanted to make sure you never changed your mind. Okay, all right.
We're on the record in a probation arraignment. You are Daryl Minor?
Yes, sir.
All right. This time set for arraignment on these allegations. I'm going to go ahead and indicate the allegations that have been made against you, and then you can indicate what your plan is today. You have the right to a lawyer. You have a right to a hearing. You have the right to contest these charges. I know that you've been speaking with Public Defender Lauren Sutter. I know you've had the opportunity to look at a recommendation here, but I'm going to walk you through these arraignment charges so you know what you're facing, okay?
Yes.
This is a request and summons for probation violation was sent to the court on November 9th, 2022 by Mario Ledesma, was signed by myself on November 10th. The allegations are that in technical violation number 6, you failed to pay fines and costs in the amount of $233. The total amount due is $587. Then technical violation 13, you consumed alcohol while on probation for a positive alcohol test on November 2nd, 2022. The lab confirmed on November 4th, 2022. Technical violation number 14, that you failed to submit to a PBT or a urine test on October 27, 2022. And technical violation number 16, that you failed to attend anger management group, pay fee, and provide proof of completion. Do you understand the nature of the probation violations that have been alleged against you, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. So this is the time usually where I would tell you that you have the right to a lawyer, and you get a lawyer from the public defender's office. You've been kind of been counseled by Public Defender Lauren Sutter here, and we would set this for hearing. Do you have an indication on how you want to proceed today?
Well, so at first I did, but I didn't know about all the charges. One second. So if any of those,
Let 'em talk.
I can touch negotiating.
All right. You've had some opportunity to discuss the matter with Ms. Sutter, who's here. How would you like to proceed, ma'am?
I don't believe I'll need a lawyer.
All right, so do you want to set this for hearing, or do you want to admit to the probation violations as
I'll
they've?
admit to-
All right, let's walk you through those, okay? You have a right to a hearing, but I'm gonna indicate each allegation, and then you tell me if you're guilty of that violation or not, okay? Yeah. And I'm gonna have you raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In technical violation number 6, did you fail to pay fines and costs in the amount of $233, a total of $587, as directed by your probation officer?
Yes, sir.
So you violated those terms of your probation. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. In technical violation number 13, did you consume alcohol while on probation per positive test? This is indicated that you tested positively on November 2nd, 2022, and it was confirmed by a lab on November 4th, 2022. Did you violate your probation by drinking alcohol while on probation?
Not to my knowledge. No.
Okay.
But I'll take that one.
Okay. Well, you know whether you drank alcohol or not.
Yes.
And it was confirmed by the lab. So do you have any reason why you would doubt the lab would confirm that positive test?
Cause I don't remember drinking. So, but I'll take it. Cause he told me at first it was for marijuana. I didn't find out it was for alcohol until last Thursday when I talked to the lady, the new PO that I had. Well, she's not my new PO, but like the interim PO.
All right, let's hold that one in abeyance. Let's hold that one. In regards to technical violation 14, did you fail to submit to a PBT urine test on October 27, 2022?
Yes.
Okay. And in violation of technical 16, did you fail to attend an anger management group and pay the fee and provide proof of completion to your probation officer?
I still have 3 more classes, but I did pay it.
You paid the fee.
I
Have you
paid
sent
it
proof
all.
so far of it, or are you still?
I
holding
texted
proof?
him and let him know, but he's not my PO anymore. They sent me the automatic thing saying that to let them know. But I did pay it, and I only have 3 more classes today and then 2 more Thursdays. And I'll be able to submit my completion after that.
Right. I don't think you can plead to that one. You did indicate that you failed to submit to PBT testing on October 27th, correct? And then you failed to pay fines and costs. So that's 2 of the 4. I'm satisfied with that.
I was just, Your Honor, if they're technical violations.
They're all technical violations.
If she pleads to 2, dismiss 2, I believe the recommendation is to continue on probation.
That's my understanding. Yeah. So I'm gonna accept your plea responsible to technical violation number 6 and number 14. I'm going to dismiss number 13 and 16. I'm going to continue probation as ordered. So right now, just keep in contact with the probation department.
Okay.
So you'll know, you act as if your probation is exactly like it was, okay?
I'm supposed to get off the end of next month. I was gonna pay.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's wait till the end of next month to see, okay? What I'm really looking for here is if I get another indication that you're using alcohol on probation,
You will not.
yeah, we're gonna have a problem, okay? We're gonna have a problem. And your problem's not only gonna be with me, okay? It's gonna be with other people who are counting on you, all right? So keep probation as it is, all right? Keep doing what you're doing, and then let's revisit this with the new probation officer. Ms. Minor, you're so young. You're such a young person, and in my opinion, you've made some missteps that have put you in this position, and you're way too young to show up in court and see me on a Thursday afternoon. All right. So let's put this behind you, and let's do something productive. All right. Something constructive, because this is not good. All right. It's 2 of the 4 today. But the fact that I know who you are, and when you come in here, and I know that you're on probation to me, that's what we want to avoid, right? All right. Continue probation, keep in contact with them. They'll let you know who to report to. Right now, it's a little bit of a transmission, but if you keep reporting to them, they'll let you know exactly what you need to do. You're doing classes and such right now. Keep doing that, all right? And once you get that certificate, make sure they know you have that certificate and get it to them, all right? All right, any questions of me, Miss Minor?
Yes. Can I go out of town to visit my dad's family? They live in Illinois for Christmas.
You, as a part of your conditions of bond, would be a no out-of-state travel, okay? But I don't know when you're gonna do that. If the probation agent, if whoever you contact indicates that it's okay with them, and I don't think this is the kind of case, but I need to hear from them.
And if I may, she's not on bond.
She's on probation, right?
Yeah, she's on probation. Just want to clarify. She's
Yeah,
not on
so
bond.
that would be a part of your bond. I'm not sure that's part of probation. I just don't
It's
know.
not automatically, it's a part of all misdemeanor bonds, but if you're arraigning her today, she would have been on bond, but if
Right.
you're pleading today, she's not on bonds anymore.
Right. What she would be no out-of-state travel on,
Without permission of the court.
right? All right, let's not order it then. You're allowed to go to Illinois, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that as a condition of your bond, so you're allowed to go to, but, this is good news for you, because it's not a condition of your probation. But when you get back, follow, in Illinois, whether you're in Michigan, follow what you're supposed to do on probation, all right? I mean, if you get arrested in Illinois, it's the same type of problem that you have in Michigan, right?
Okay.
So let's not do that, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all for the record in docket 22-01057. Good luck to you, Miss Minor.
Thank you.
Not here, I take.
All right, Mr. Bowers has been waiting patiently. Mr. Bowers, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. So we're on the record in docket 22-02728, people of the state of Michigan versus Lamar Bowers. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jake Wisty on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter standing in for Aaron Robinson for Mr. Bowers, who is present via Zoom.
All right, and sir, you are Lamar Bowers?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Mr. Bowers?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you better now. That last time I really could hear you. All right. This is the time set for a pre-trial. Mr. Wisty, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'd like to set for a final pretrial and jury trial.
All right.
That is correct to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And so the final pretrial date will be
January 3rd at 8:30.
January 3rd at 8:30.
17.
And the jury trial will be January 17th at 8 o'clock. All right, Mr. Bowers, keep in contact with your public defender, Aaron Robinson, concerning this matter. Your final pretrial will be live January 3rd at 8:30, and a jury trial will be set for January 17th at 8 a.m. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Wisty, anything else for the record in docket 22-02728?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything, Ms. Sutter?
Yes, Your Honor. We don't have a phone number for Mr. Bowers, if we could get one.
Sure. Mr. Bowers, do you have a phone number for your public defender?
Yes, I do. It is 517-216-0364.
64. Thank you.
That also matches the court file, so that should be. All right, thank you, sir. That's all for the record, docket 22-02728. We'll see you again, Mr. Bowers, on January 3rd, okay, sir?
Okay, appreciate you, guys.
All right, thank you. And then we're on the record in docket 22-00567. That's People of the State of Michigan versus Derek Bird. This is the time set for a probation violation arraignment. This was initially scheduled for 1:30. It is now 3:35. I don't see Mr. Bird in the Zoom courtroom or the physical courtroom.
I don't see anyone.
Anybody out there? All right. It appears the defendants failed to appear today. Mr. Wisty, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I'd request a bench warrant.
Because of the type, this is child abuse fourth probation, I believe. All right. So bench defense FTA bench warrant bond forfeiture without 48-hour hold. Anything else for the record? Docket 22-00567, Mr. Wisty.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That's all for the record. Ms. Sutter, thank you for your help today.
It's been a very long day.
Yeah, yeah.
I had about 14 hearings on about 6 different courts.
You
Plus had the Muskegon Public Defender's Office shadowing me all day.
did you really?
I did.
I didn't see the Muskegon Public Defender's Office
They were
today.
here observing arraignments. They're trying to get a handle on how MIDC handles arraignments in various counties.
Uh-huh.
And